We are going to double up on our creative spin here today, and it's all about kombucha. A while back, we shared with you how easy it is to create some of your own batches of kombucha there at home, and Lou really took the idea and ran with it. It's been so much fun. So later in the show, you guys are going to be there in the studio kitchen. I'm going to be here in my kitchen, and we're going to hear about Lou's journey with making the kombucha at home. And I know he has put my operation to shame, and I've learned some things from him along the way as well. So I'm looking forward to that. And I thought it'd be fun to start things off then with talking about some of the other ways that we can be using kombucha. I've been experimenting that go beyond just drinking it, which is what we typically do with our kombucha. It's a fermented tea that's really good for us. And my littlest one, she loves the flavor of it, so she's drinking it right alongside me. And so the first two ways that I played around with using it were kind of inspired by her. But I took the kombucha and I mixed it with just some unflavored gelatin and made these Jello blocks. And these are really nice. This is a really nice way to enjoy the kombucha that's a little bit different. And I will say, the flavor is really subtle. They don't have a ton of the kombucha flavor to them. You could amp that up by adding maybe some additional fruits or berries and that. But we were really happy with these, but again, real subtle in flavor. So if you're interested in some little like Jello blocks that are good for you, this is a good way to be using your kombucha. We also took it and filled up our popsicle molds and created all kinds of popsicles out of the kombucha. And just straight up kombucha, we noticed when it froze, they all tasted a little bit more tart and sour in flavor, which we like. But if you wanted to offset that, you could add maybe a little bit of the honey or stevia to it, or just even some additional fruits and things that would really kind of complement or amp up the flavor a little bit. But freezing them, making some healthy popsicles, another good use for the kombucha. You can also, sometimes your kombucha gets a little bit vinegary in flavor, especially I've made some batches at home and I left them a little bit too long, so they're really strong in that vinegar flavor. Well, you don't need to toss it because you can use that just as you would any of your other vinegars, your apple cider vinegar, your wine vinegars. And I've taken some of my overly fermented kombucha and I've made mustards out of it. I soaked up the mustard seeds I poured the kombucha, just straight up kombucha over the top of it, a little bit of salt in there, let those really get nice and soft, and then blend them up, add some other seasonings. You can also use it with some of your like barbecue sauces and things. Play around with using the kombucha in place of your vinegars that you're currently using. See if it changes the flavor at all. You can also, very simple, makes for some really nice salad dressings and different marinades, mixing with your olive oils, your avocado oils, some different seasonings and so forth. That's a great way to put it to use. You can also use it in some non-food ways, just as you would your vinegars. Apple cider vinegar makes a great hair rinse on occasion. You can substitute the kombucha for that. You can also use it as a facial toner, as a cleaner. Basically, any of the ways that you are using vinegar, whether it's in the kitchen, and food-wise or other ways throughout the house, you can also substitute the kombucha with some of those as well. So you need the kombucha though to play around with these. And I know you guys are going to be joining us back there in your kitchen. I'm going to be right here waiting for some more kombucha action. So I'm looking forward to seeing you back here in just a little bit.
All right, that's going to be fun. You can see how
tuned for that.
The process started back in July is when we first started making it. And I love the idea of it. If you let it go too long, it does get the vinegary taste, and you can use it for something else. You don't have to throw it out.
There you go.
Right.
So learn something new, or if you're an old habit at kombucha, lots to learn later on in our program. Stick around for that.